Local news affects your life, giving you the confidence and clarity to make better decisions every day. You can support that with a digital subscription. Visit BrainerdDispatch.com/subscribe to take advantage of our introductory offer, just $6 for 6 months. Good morning, Brainerd Lakes area. It's Monday, May 11th. I'm Teresa Burke with your Brainerd Dispatch Minute, the weekday podcast of the Brainerd Dispatch, brought to you by Rayboyne & Francis Law Firm, catching you up on the news of the Brainerd Lakes area. Here are today's top local headlines. But first, let's hear from our sponsor.
Remember just two things. Rayboyne & Francis, good. Insurance companies, bad.
Rayboyne & Francis gets it done. 828-9211.
A 43-year-old Little Falls man was sentenced last week for the 2023 death of a 14-month-old girl in Morrison County. Adrian Blanco was sentenced to 39 years confinement for the murder of Riverlyn Van Norman. The sentence was an upward departure as the victim was particularly vulnerable, and Blanco was in a position of authority at the time of the murder. He was given 975 days credit for time served and was fined $5,000. Reporter Tim Spire has more on the case in today's e-edition and at BrainerdDispatch.com. Support for an operating levy at Brainerd Public Schools appears stronger this year than last. District leaders continue to grapple with a budget deficit that will likely mean more cuts on top of a potential levy. Incoming Superintendent Chip Rankin told the board last week they will not survive this budget crisis without a levy. At least 5 of the 6 board members seem to be on board. I've got the full story in Saturday's Dispatch. Food insecurity continues to affect families throughout the Brainerd and Baxter area, but help is now a little closer. An official ribbon-cutting ceremony welcomed the new branch of the Lakes Area Food Shelf to Baxter last week. It was a community effort a year in the making. The Lakes Area Food Shelf has operated in Pequot Lakes since 1980. The new branch in Baxter allows families in the southern end of the county to have easier access to the food they need. Read more on the food shelf in Saturday's paper or online. For over 65 years, Nesham Bait served the fishing community of the Brainerd Lakes area and beyond. Last year, the business was inducted into the Minnesota Fishing Museum's Hall of Fame. Nesham's Bait came about in 1932 thanks to Minnesota's unforgiving summers. Sam Nesham worked as a tie buckler for the railroad, and in the summer months when the heat and humidity were too much for the men, they found other ways to support their families. He then began trapping minnows to sell to the local garage, and a new business was born. Learn more about Nesham's Bay in Saturday's Dispatch. Baxter property owners will have more time before interest kicks in to pay assessments for this year's mill and overlay pavement project. The Baxter City Council met in a work session last week to discuss extending the prepayment time for partial or full payments of assessments without interest for the 2026 work. The extension would be from 30 days to 90 days. Council members agreed to the extension because of the short notice for the project. They said there would be no negative impact to the city to push the deadline back. Read more from the meeting in today's Dispatch e-edition. From former Dispatch publisher Terry McCullough's column, This Was Brainerd, Exploring the Dispatch Archives, here's today's tidbit of local history, brought to you by Mills Automotive Group. 100 years ago today, in 1926, the Dispatch reported that a petition was filed yesterday at 5:30 with the city clerk asking for the recall of Mayor George Kane. There were 6 different petitions, but the aggregate number of signers is about 1,250. The number required to call for an election is 850, and the clerk is working quickly to validate signatures. For a daily dose of This Was Brainerd, visit BrainerdDispatch.com or find McCullough's column in the newspaper or e-edition. Now here's today's Lakes Area Forecast, brought to you by Renner Roofing.
Storm Tracker.
Happy Monday, Brainerd Lakes area. Partly cloudy skies today with a high of 66 degrees. It will be a little bit breezy with a south-southeasterly wind at 10 to 15. Overnight tonight, temperatures fall down to around 48 degrees. Then the wind really kicks up on Tuesday with a high of 64. A lot of sunshine and lighter wind on Wednesday with a high of 68. Near 70 on Thursday with the wind returning. It will still be breezy on Friday with partly cloudy skies and a high of 70. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Ridka.
Thanks to Mills Automotive Group, Rayboyne & Francis Law Firm, and Renner Roofing for their support. And thank you for listening to the Brainerd Dispatch Minute. For more news throughout the day and for information on becoming a subscriber, visit BrainerdDispatch.com. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.